stage. Stage is yours.
Merhaba, it is indeed a great pleasure to be invited to participate in this Intercore Robotics Open House event. I'm Shorijo NIWA from OECD Shipbuilding Unit. I briefly present OECD Shipbuilding Committees. I'd like first to highlight that Shipbuilding Committee is one of the oldest OECD legal bodies, and it was established in 1966. The Shipbuilding Committee, SBC, is the sole international platform to exchange views on economic and policy developments in shipbuilding and related sectors. The objectives of shipbuilding committees are to contribute to establishing normal competitive conditions in the global shipping market, increasing transparency and improving the understanding of the market and related policies and the business climate, but enable growth and innovation in the industry. The Shipbuilding Committee has 14 member states, and the EU, representative 42% boosted production in terms of GDP in 2024. In this slide, I briefly introduce some of the project works of the shipbuilding committees. Reports, the SBC published two sorts of the reports. One is the monitoring reports on the shipbuilding industry, including price and cost, supply and demand, support measured by SBC and non-SBC countries. The other is topical reports on the latest trends in key aspects of the shipbuilding industry, decarbonization and digitalization, maritime equipment, and so on, and export credits for ships, SSU. The OECD are currently discussing the modernization of the sector understanding on export credit for ships, SSU, in the OECD framework. The SSU provides a framework for the orderly use of officially supported export credit. And workshops. We organize workshops bringing together international shipbuilding stakeholders. The theme of the workshop was geopolitical development in 2025 and labor issues in 2024. A peer review, shipbuilding industry review. The SPC studies in depth the shipbuilding industry sector of member states and associates with detailed industry context, enriched through stakeholder engagement and feedback from committee participants. And next is shipbuilding market overviews. On the figure, the vertical axis shows the volume of the delivery ships, and navy blue color of bird is China, light blue is Europe, orange is Japan, green is Korea, and red is others. In 2025, shipbuilding production reached a decade high with 45.9 million CGT. A CGT is the abbreviation of compensated gross tonnage and measures the standardistic metrics used to measure shipyard productivity. For instance, in general, even if the ship is the same size, the CGT of bulk carrier is smaller than that of LNG carrier due to the difference in the complexity of the ship construction process. The global share on the delivery basis in 2025 is China with 51%, followed by Korea with 27% and Japan 11%. On the other hand, in the global order book, the volume reached 181.1 million CDT as of January 2026, and the share of China represents 62%. Regarding the alternative capable vessel segments, such as dual fuel ships, the share reached 10% of the global fleet and nearly 50% of the global order book. The major trend of dual fuel is LNG. LNG dual fuel ships leading 80% of ordinary fuel capable vessels in service and 71% on order. China's position in global shipbuilding. This figure shows the development of China's share in global shipbuilding composition since 2000. China dominates shipbuilding production. China has dominated over half of global production since 2023 and reached 62% of the global order book. The top three ship types in China's order book are container ships, bulk carrier, and tankers. Regarding the alternative fuel ship capable ships, dual fuel ship segment, China already represents 23% of the deliveries, but it holds 55% of the dual fuel ship order book. And next slide shows the top 10 shipbuilders in 2025 on CDG basis. CSSC, China ranked top, followed by the three Korean shipbuilders, HD Hyundai, Alpha Ocean Group, and Samsung Heavy Industry. Of the top 10 shipbuilders, 5 shipbuilders were Chinese, 3 shipbuilders were Korean, and 2 builders were Japanese. The 7th ranked Imabari Shipbuilding had acquired the 10th ranked Japan Marine United in January 2026 to foster global competition. Robotics in the shipbuilding industry. The adoption of robotics technology in the ship construction process is limited. According to the press release and news reports, arc welding cobots, collaboration robots, grading robots, and autonomous mobile blast and paint robots have recently been introduced in a few shipyards. A possible reason for the limited adoption of robot technology is that the shipbuilding market has recovered in recent years, but was sluggish for a long time after the financial crisis. However, this robotic technology and process have the potential to alleviate skilled labor shortage and provide the health, safety, and environment benefits. Challenges in the shipbuilding industry from Shipbuilding Industry Review Report. The shipbuilding industry faces a shortage of workforce, skilled workers such as welders and young talent, and competition with other sectors for the workers. For instance, Korea and Japan's shipbuilding industry were indicated to be facing an aging workforce and youth inflows continue to fall. And Croatia and Italy's shipbuilding industry face the labor shortage. In fact, the workforce in Croatia decreased from 12,000 previous to approximately 4,300 in 2022, and that in Italy turned upward in 2015 but fell 37% from 2008 to 2014. The shipbuilding industry faces aging workforce as a share of 50-year-old increased from 31% 2011 to 40% 2021, as well as the competition with other sectors for the workforce. On the other hand, the Philippine shipbuilding faces the necessity of rehabilitation and upgrade in the main shipyard facilities with approximately 66%. How to break through these challenges, in particular labor shortage? I briefly introduce some strategies, cooperation, and partnerships. According to news report and press release, China does not appear the labor shortage, but in January 2026, a Ganzhou Shipyard International, or CSSC Group, and Shenzhen Delivered Robotics signed cooperation agreement on joint research and development on robotics technology. In Korea, HD Hyundai announced in December 2025 the humanoid robot are targeted for development at shipyard site by 2027. And the Neural Robotics announced in January 2025 to jointly develop and test specialized robots for shipbuilding with HD Hyundai. Furthermore, in January 2026, Hanwha Ocean was reported to aim to fully automate welding process by 2030. In Japan, in January 2026, it was reported that the Japanese government will begin supporting development of AI-powered robots for domestic shipbuilding. Therefore, taking into account this strategy and cooperation, the introduction of robotics technology is expected to expand in the future to address the issue of labor shortage and improve shipbuilding productivity. In conclusion, the shipbuilding industry also recommends an introduction of smart technology to break through the challenge. The OECD especially hopes that shipbuilding industry develops sustainability together with the AI and robotics technology industry. Thank you very much, Diksha Adam.
Thank you, Mr. Niwa, for sharing your presentation.